Hey guys, so I'm kind of having some difficulty with my starter locks, right? So I have my starter locks are about this long, but they're hanging about this long. So really only about 1.5 inches. They stretch them out. Obviously, they're about down here, a little bit past my eyebrow, but they shrink up and then they lock up and then they start to hang as they grow out. But they are rubber banded. So this is crocheted really loosely through the root. And then I have my lock is rubber banded about down to here on each of the locks. So it just lays kind of smoothly all around the head. The problem I'm having when I don't have these synthetic locks in, my locks are so short and fat. I wanted chunky locks. So my locks are probably going to wind up being about this thick each because I only have 39 of them around my whole head. My first set of locks I had 58. And those were like this thick a piece. So these are like, they're thick. They're really thick. And I wanted thicker locks for my final set. I didn't want smaller locks like this all over my head. I wanted some fat locks. So I'm okay with the size of what I've put into my head this time around. It's just the problem I'm running into is I have a lot of loose hair. With my hair only being like 2.5 inches long right now, having put in the twist and rip locks, which is the method that I like to use to lock up my hair. Anytime I wear locks, I use twist and rip for all sets that I've had so far. It's that the hair being so short, you wind up with a really fat, chubby little lock that's like this long, and you have a lot of fluffy hair at the base, and then it tapers off into a chubby little lock that kind of looks a lot like the way this looks. It's just a lot of hair in a fat section that twists and rips and twists and rips, and you get a nice big knot and a knot and a knot and a knot, and then it twists down, and then you have your curly ends on the end of it. The problem is all that hair at the base that's not really locked up yet, because it takes like 3 months with the twist and rip method on my hair type, which is 3C. It takes like 3 months for my 3C hair type and the lifestyle I live, and sleeping on satin pillowcases, satin sheets, not using a bonnet or do-rag or anything to keep it wrapped down at night, letting it frizz up and all like that. The problem I'm running into was I wanted to sleep without tying it down so it would frizz up and lock up quicker. Even on satin sheets, you're still getting a lot of movement and friction and all like that, just tossing and turning in your sleep. But it's taking the hair from the base of those fat locks, since there's so much hair going into such a small twist, since the hair is so short, that a lot of my hair at the base is coming out of the locks all around my head. So the same with pretty much any starter lock method you have, unless you're using a crochet hook and you're actually locking the hair up with a crochet hook so that it's like this by the time you're done with the crochet hook, and it's actually already like a mature lock, so none of the hair can come free of it. Any starter lock method you use, you're gonna end up with loose hair. That's why you have to get retwists to redo it. If you got 2-strand twists in there, you might, when you wash your hair, which is why they sometimes say don't wash your hair for the first couple of months so it can lock up at the root. Like, you might end up losing twists when you wash your hair. You might have to retwist a whole section after a month or two, and then it can take a year or longer for all of that hair to actually mat up. Like, it took me 6 weeks of wearing 2-strand twists to get all of my roots around every single twist to get the first kink in it, to where if I wanted the whole, like the entire twist would come loose when I would wash my hair. But the root of the twist had a kink, like a single kink in it, that wouldn't come loose, that I would have to take a comb to it to comb it out if I wanted to redo the twist. And I was not trying to put locks in my hair at that time. I was just wearing 2-strand twists as a protective style. And this is when my hair was like down here, somewhere in that general area. And I was just wearing 2-strand twists to protect my hair. And after wearing it for 6 weeks, I was washing it. They would come undone. I would redo my whole head of twists, and I was just wearing it every day like that for 6 weeks. But I noticed on the 6th week after washing it with the stocking cap on so they wouldn't unravel, and then still having like a few would come loose. But I noticed at the very back of my head on the 6th week when I went to undo the one that had come like halfway done, and I went to undo the whole thing to reapply the twist, that the root had dreadlocked up. And I was like, so this is how two strand twists turned into lock. They started the root, and then they worked their way down the twist, until the whole thing is locked up. But I wasn't ready for locks at the time, so I didn't let it mature into locks. But it took 6 weeks before my roots were locked up with two strand twists. But with twist and rip, the whole thing is locked up. It's a soft lock. So you can still comb it out really easily. It can unravel really easily if you're too rough with it, or putting your oil or your rose water or just water, or rubbing the oil into your scalp. You can end up working your finger through the lock and having to reapply it. Like, it's a very soft lock. It's just like if you back comb your hair and put it in a two strand twist. It's basically what twist and rip is, essentially, except you're not using a comb to back comb it. You're just putting kinks in it as you twist it. So essentially, I'm in a 50-50 split of whether I want to take them out and let my hair just grow so I can have better luck with the loose hair. Because when my hair was a little bit longer and I put the twist and rip locks in there, I didn't have a lot of loose hair all over my head. Like, this is the shortest my hair has been for a set of locks so far. And unfortunately, it's creating a lot of loose hair all around my head. Now, the 50-50 issue is I really like the size that these locks are right now with the count of 39 in my head. I really like the size that they are. I know that even though they're kind of small and chunky right now, given how much hair is in each lock, they're going to get really, really fat. And I know that because the size that I had for my last set of locks got really, really fat. And I have 58 of them in my head, and this is only 39, so I know they're going to be really fat. But that's just because I know how my hair works. It's not a guarantee if you put 39 locks in your hair, they're going to be fat. But, like, that's just how big my hair is going to get. But on the other side of the 50-50 split, if I take them out, like, I feel like it's going to be quite a loss. Because it's the exact size that I want. They're already starting to mature a little bit. You know, it's kind of like, am I going to be able to recreate this on longer hair? But at the same time, on the other half of the 50-50, in favor of taking it out and letting my hair grow out for the next 3 to 6 months, I won't have all that loose hair. Like, I'll have because the hair will be so long, it'll be easier for that hair to not fall out. It'll just kink upward into the twist once it starts snagging in my sleeve or pulling upward and acting like it wants to work its way out of the twist. It'll just kink up towards the root, and it'll help it lock up even more because it's longer hair instead of just slipping out like a shorter piece of hair would. Like, even now, just touching this, all of this is just falling out of the locks, Like, it's just such short amount of hair that it just falls out so easy. So I'm either stuck with 39 chunky locks that I really, really like and a lot of loose hair just all over my head as it grows out, or take them out and let my hair grow maybe down to here because it's right here right now. So by the end of the year, put them in then. It definitely won't have a lot of loose hair if my locks are already down here, even as soft locks. The hair won't be able to work its way out of a lock that long, and I won't have to worry about all that loose hair all over the place. Like, all of this kink that you see up here, like, they're locked up, but you can see all these frizzies. Like, some places there's actual chunks of hair that, like, is enough to make a smaller lock. And, like, that's how much has come out of the lock. So It's tricky with starter locks. Like, you get a lot of loose hair as it is anyway, and you can take a crochet hook and crochet it to the soft lock, um, which would help the soft lock harden up as well. But at the same time, I'm not sure if I want to do that or if I just want to leave the loose hair out with the 39 locks, see how that might look. Just having curly pieces of hair in between the locks, like a more bohemian lock, kind of like Lisa Bonet's locks, or if it might not work out that way, if it might backfire on me. I'm wanted a more relaxed look this time. I didn't want manicured rows and perfection. I wanted something kind of like this. Like, I have no intention of ever retwisting my roots. Like, I'm gonna separate them at the root so they don't marry. Do that once every week or two. Just go in and manually pull them apart so the hair will stay relatively loose from each other. And if I can't maintain that, then I may go in and do a retwist once every 2-3 months. But I'm not planning to have those perfectly manicured locks. Like, I want a more semi freeform journey this time around, with kinky puffed up roots and all like that. That's just what I want to do for my journey. But I am seriously perplexed about whether I want to take out what I've already put in, because I'm on 3 weeks with them in now, somewhere around there. So, do I take them out, let my hair grow out, maybe between here to my nose? I'm not going to wait till they're all the way down here, but somewhere between here to here, which would be maybe another month, just from here to here, or from here to here would be like another 3 to 4 months, just from here to here, probably be another 3 months, 3.5 months, and then put them in, and they'll shrink up to probably about here, and I'll have at least that much distance for the hair to play around with falling out of the lock. I'm not sure, but I'm thinking my hair is a little too short to start with twist and rip. Now, if I were doing comb coils or automatic, like Instalocks or something like that, or putting locks like these, like cutting the loop off of these and leaving the hair frayed and then locking this to my hair, like synthetic lock route or human hair locks with my hair as my locks, like that would be different. But two strand twist or twist and rip, my hair is a little bit too short for that. For fat locks, it's a little short for that. If they were doing teeny locks, you could two strand twist that, or micro locks or something like that, or sister locks. You could do that with my hair being the length that it is. But for what I'm trying to do, it needs a little bit more length if I don't want all that loose hair. So I got to figure that out. But I just wanted to do an update about the locks. I am a little on the fence about what I need to do. Like, this is an example of what my locks are looking like. They're about that long, and I mean, they're locked up, but it's a lot of loose hair all over the place. So I'm just a little unsure what I need to do. So we'll see.